What do you do when you buy the perfect house in the perfect location and everything's beautiful? It's everything that you want. In this case, it's a couple from Canada that wanted a home in Naples, Florida. They bought this beautiful home. You can see how beautiful it is there in Naples. And after taking ownership, there was a really big storm that came through, which is pretty common. The tropical rains are measured a lot of times in feet in Florida. And then that's when they found that the neighborhood nicknamed their house the lake house. And it sits in the middle of that lake when there's flood conditions. So Jennie and Andy, the owners, reached out to us. They purchased the FDM consulting package. It includes working with the FDM team and getting a diagram of a solution to your yard drainage problem. It also includes 10% off everything you need, and we break it down right to the very last part so you have everything to correct for this drainage issue that your property has. I reassured Jennie and Andy, do not feel bad. This does not mean that the house is anything less than what you thought at the time of purchase. It's important that everybody that's watching this video remembers that. You buy the perfect home in the perfect location with the perfect school district, whatever it may be. Nothing's wrong with that house. It just has a water issue that needs to be corrected. And here at FDM headquarters, it's easily remedied. We'll work with you. We'll consult you. We'll walk you through it. We'll give you the confidence you need. And before you know it, you'll keep it dry during these really, really hard rain events. So I'm going to let you guys listen in on a conversation I'm having with the homeowner, Jennie, as I walk her through some of the steps and what we're going to do for her.
Oh.
Hello, Jennie. This is Robert Sherwood. How are you?
Oh, hi, Robert. Good. How are you?
Good, good. I know you guys are on a whirlwind adventure. I understand what's going on, you know. So I'm just calling about what you need for the project and you know, point you in the right direction here. So I love what the contractors have already done, by the way. I could see there's been the dirt in the back. It looks like there's a slight berm in the backyard.
No, that's actually the septic system, or the drain field, because the water table is so high here that they have to put the leach field on grade.
All right, that's fine because that's actually helping you because that acts right on. So you're keeping the water out. That's backfeeding from the. But we have to finish that. We have to, you know, softly, and just as far as your neighbors are concerned, honestly. You're just doing some landscape work. You're just taking care of your place like everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful when you're done.
I hope so. It's been frustrating, let me tell you. Because one of the things that I run into, you know, we had a contractor hired, and I explained to him that this was the way I wanted it done, the way I've seen in the videos. What everybody wants to do is put in 3 catch basins along each side.
Yeah.
And, you know, you've seen the videos that I sent you. This is like a tidal wave coming from the back because of the open lots back there. 3 catch basins down each side isn't going to do anything.
No, it never does. No.
Do anything. Yeah.
So,
and I cannot explain.
You know, you're going to have to hire somebody who does excavation, and that's the truth. You got to look for a guy who does excavation. These landscapers that just want to put in these catch basins, and if they don't understand what you're trying to do, then they can't help you. You have to, sadly, you have to move on. You got to, you know, interview another guy.
Yes.
Now I'm jealous of the guy who gets this job because these are the types, you know, that job is going to be so cool when it's done. I mean, the place is going to look amazing. Yeah, I have Scott and I have a lot of fun when we have to, you know, when you have a water situation like you have and you got such a beautiful house. Oh my gosh, when you sent me those pictures of your house, what a beautiful home. So once we Once we prevent the water from flooding the house, oh my God.
Yeah.
Right now I know I've been in your shoes, and I tell people I'm a homeowner too. I mean, I got water, I got, situations that I've battled, and, especially as a younger contractor, as I learned and perfected my craft. But I'm telling you, I had the biggest job that I had to actually do the way we're taking care of your water problem was a 10-acre parcel, believe it or not. And we did it.
Yeah.
So it works. It works. I mean, it works. And
well, when I watch the videos that you have done, it's been the first time that I've sort of, because I've watched apple drain videos and everything, it's been the first time that I've thought to myself, yeah, that's what we need here. So I have my partner Andy here, and I guess, from what I've seen in the videos, when you run the Bachmann Gold and the high octane together in the 14 by 14 trench, what I've been trying to explain to Andy is instead of 3, say 8 by 8 catch basins, you've basically got a catch basin around the entire property. Am I right about that?
Yes. Wow. I couldn't have said it any better myself. Well, yes, you get it.
Okay. Yeah. So because I've been watching all these videos, and when I look at that, I think to myself, basically instead of 3 8 by 8, you've got say, 60 across the back and then say 100 down each side. That's a lot better. And then I like the idea of the sump pump. So what Andy's wondering is, are the sump pumps absolutely necessary? I believe they are, but what do you think?
I'll give you a little background on the lot itself. So on average, there's there's 130 foot deep lot, and we've got about probably 1.5, probably closer to 2 feet of fall from one end to the other. So I'm wondering, do we still need sump pumps?
Well, if you're going to create, just through shaping the lot with soft berms and landscape treatment, you're going to create basically a dike. You're going to dam the water from penetrating, and finding its way to the house. So well as that keeps the water out, it also keeps the water in, if you're following me.
Right.
So you have to lift it. You're going to have to lift the water. It has to go to a lift station. And the reason why we spec'd in 2 is I'd like them on separate circuits. When you have the electrician out to wire for them, you want those to be on their own separate circuit. Now, if something happens to the one, the other one will keep running for you. That's the beauty of having 2. And because we're catching a lot of water over there. And can you do it in one? Yeah, but, when water comes around the house and makes that 90-degree turn twice, it really loses its velocity. To take it to just one, you're asking a lot for the water to go all the way around the house.
Yeah.
Scott and I went over this, and me and him didn't like the one system at all. We kept going back to all these, jobs that we've done. And I said, I would feel better if they just put the second one in, do them both on the sides, in the front, on the sides, and you're catching all the water. And now, if something happens where you get a really, really bad rainstorm and it breaches the landscape treatments that you're doing, these 2 might save you, and then you could, hire a company, because once that happens, because it's a lot of fun when you beat the water. It's a lot of fun. You're going to be looking out the window and you're going to be smiling really big when you get this done. When you get this done, you'll be so anxious for the next rainstorm. I'm telling you. And it's such a good feeling when you got it beat. But you might see that there's a spot or 2 that could use just a few more inches of elevation. So in the event that you have any issues, the 2 is really going to be, if it was my house, that's how I would do it, the way we diagrammed it. So you can do it with 1, but man, it's asking a lot.
I agree with you. I think too, you've got to see the water that comes down here. It's because it's tropical. But the other question that I had is, would you run just one line of the high octane, or would you put, say, 2 or 3? Because I see in your videos, sometimes you'll have, say, 2 or 3, and then you also have leach fields. So where would leach fields come in?
The leach fields
type of plan.
Yeah, we're not gonna build a leach field for you. You have that ditch out front, and I realize that when the water's bad, it holds water, but your front yard has already been built up, probably by the past, homeowner. I'm guessing they had their battles too, and they lost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you could tell that the front is elevated really nice, and I think they were trying to keep that water that was backing up in the ditch from back feeding into the yard there. You know, that's what I saw when I watched the video. I'm like, somebody's already was working at this. They were building up the ditch bank. So
So do you think one line of the high octane is enough, or should I put in 2?
What I like to do, because you create more of a reservoir for yourself when you put in more of the high octane, and you're going to have a single of the Baughman Gold, and you'll be tying all your downspouts into one on the right side of your house and another on the left side of the house. So you got quite a few downspouts, and I'm sure during those tropical storms you got a lot of water flowing. So I like to catch the water as soon as it comes out of the downspout and never let it go, because it's so hard to gather once it splashes and touches down in the yard. So if you catch all the roof water, this is going to be, really big to helping you with the water around the house. And if you want to do a quad pack and tell them, look, put 3 high octanes in there, one of the Baughman Gold, and then you got a big reservoir. In a worst case, if power was out and your backup generator wasn't functioning, you would at least have room for all that water. And I speak from experience. I have a situation 20 years ago that I inherited when I bought some property and built on it. And I'm telling you, when my outdoor sump didn't go on once, I went out there and the system was full of water. I mean, when I turned it on, it ran for a long time, but to my point, I never got water in the house.
Yeah.
So I love building big reservoirs. I think there's huge value in that.
Right.
And you need the dirt. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
You need the dirt. So don't let these guys try to sell you a bunch of dirt, because you're going to be able to, instead of hauling the dirt away, don't let them do that. I've seen guys haul the dirt away and then charge you to bring it back. I mean, that's bad news. So you just let them know that, look, all this trench dirt, this is going to, help with the soft berm around this place, and just grade it into the existing yard. So repurpose that, I know what kind of soil you're dealing with there in Naples. I've been in Florida a few times, and you got good soil there. So definitely utilize that. And this, like I said, this is a fun job for guys like me and Scott. It's not boring, and it's really cool when you get done with it. It's going to look dynamite.
Okay, and so if we did quad packs, there's a certain kind of device that you tie all of those lines into, so that you can go into. So on the left and right side of the house, you have the distribution box and the one line out to the street. So do you have sort of the connector that would make the 4 lines into one?
We do have the distribution box, and we've done a few videos on them. We need to do some more. I definitely will put together a video for you guys and just upload it explaining, how to set that up when you're running a quad pack. Okay.
And then, so we need to order supplies. And then the question is, because we will be coming from Ontario, obviously through your area and then down to Naples just right after Christmas. The amount of supplies that we would need, is it something you could get into the back of a pickup truck, or do we have to arrange for shipping?
Let me write everything down and see. like I don't mind putting it on 2 pallets and literally putting a bunch of pallet stretch, film. I mean, we could wrap it so tight that you could make that trip no problem. Yeah. I'd love to see you save the money. I mean, the shipping, is quite expensive.
Yeah.
You guys get 10% off though, so that'll help. You're going to get 10% off everything because you went with the consultation package, so that comes with 10% off as well.
Okay. Thank you. And so, I mean, we could always get a trailer as well and put it on the back of the pickup. It's just that we would be coming down here about December 28th. Would that be possible to pick it up then? Absolutely.
I live in Almont. I moved the business here just so that I would have everybody, all of us together. And honestly, I live 3 miles from the shop. So,
Perfect. Okay.
I kind of live here. I'm here every day. Somehow, some way. I'm always here. So.
Okay, well that's good then. So I guess I just need a supplies list, and then we make arrangements for when we pick it up.
Let me get with Scott, and I'm going to get that done today for you, so that you know what you're looking at. And then I'm going to go talk to Nicole. She runs shipping, and I'm going to ask her if we can get it all on a couple pallets and get it in the back of a truck. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. We'll talk soon, Jenny.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, bye now.